I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with this channel in the end, but I think it's kind of like coming together as I step more into my true authentic self. So I'm just letting things flow, and I'm just trusting in the highest good for all, for all. And so I guess I'll just share some more of my experience, because it's not just with multiple sclerosis or um, learning how to reuse the body in different ways, or um, living. I don't know why I say living, but it's like getting through narcissistic abuse from childhood to, I mean, literally almost my whole entire life. But it's not all just about that. And that mustard seed of faith, I think I'm just kind of want to draw the attention there that I was spoke on yesterday a little bit, and kind of talk about how I got to that. Because growing up, this isn't just about religion, and religion is a heavily loaded thing. Spirituality seems to be pretty heavily loaded, and then the amount of information out there is like overwhelming, right? Or can be, if you choose to let it be. But I want to talk about how I got there, because I didn't grow up going to church. I didn't really know anything about religion. And when my parents were getting divorced, my mom did take us to church sometimes. Um, the way she told me is that she doesn't believe in God because it God didn't answer her prayers and save the marriage. So that's kind of like what I had to work off of. Um, and then, after the divorce, we had a babysitter, and she was like a hippie lady and hippie girl. I've tried to look her up because she's like a big inspiration from my childhood. Like, she introduced me to the Beatles, and like the Beatles were and are and my favorite band forever. And when I was younger, I mean, that's literally what I would do. I was outside a lot, but when I was home, or there just wasn't much going on, I was in my room with the door shut singing, and just loved the Beatles. And so there wasn't really much religion, but that woman, I am trying to remember her name because it started with a C, but she she was a babysitter, and I just remember, like, and sometimes there was like bongs and whatever, and like I didn't really know what that was as a kid or anything. And but the music, I remember I really liked the music, and I just loved her. And one time she told me, like, I don't know why or what the convert or anything. I just remember her telling me, like, there's only one God. And I don't know why, but I don't know, when you're just around so much lying in your life and somebody kind of gives you a nugget of something. For me, it's truth. I don't know how it is for anybody else, because everyone has their own journey, but it's something I held on to. And that that's really all I had. And then when I was with that, and I listened to the Beatles, like, only once in a while I listened to some other things, like my older brother like gave me some tape that had REM on one side and The Cure on the other side. I remember listening to that quite a bit, and not as much as the Beatles though. And um, when I was 17, and in my senior year, I was graduating a half year early because I had um, well, previously I was at a school that had like the block program, so you got 8 classes a day rather than 7. So that kind of gave me a head start, and so I still had a little bit more work to do, so I wouldn't have to do school in the last half of the school year. But in the school I was going to, they offered a program where you could go to these college classes, and they would count for a college credit and a high school credit. And so I took 2 classes during my senior year in the first half, and I finished early. And during that time, during that time, I had a profound spiritual awakening. And I'm just gonna be honest, it did revolve around acid. Um, and and there was mushrooms, and but it's not that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's the experience that matters. And just because there was substance or whatever one might want to believe about it, it's still an experience, and it's still something that is part of me and part of who I am. So, without going too much into the story, I found myself after school at somebody's house that I didn't really know, and they showed me this image. And I draw stuff similar. It's like mandalas kind of type images, but somebody showed me one, a particular one, and it totally just opened me up. Um, and I remember just crying and looking at it, and I was just like, "That's me!" Like I had found myself in the reflection of some art, and I just remember looking at it. It was so surreal. It was like looking down into a portal, looking and like being able to like see your inner child there, seeing that like it's really just a reflection of you in the end, like looking right back at you, observing yourself. And then it was like, because it was in like a mandala, it was like I just felt so expansive, and like it was like activating all the parts of me, like all the chakras and bodies and what have you. So things after this, I'm going to say, after all of this, because those people that I met did not end up being good for me, but the things, these little things that I learned, these little experiences that I did have, they really, really is what built my faith. And so I'm gonna share a song that I wrote during that time. It might have even been the same day, like on a little notepad. And I I don't sing as much as I used to, and I haven't sang this one. And it's actually kind of more of like a poem, or a written word. I forget what they call it. Written. I want to say written word, but it's not that. I can't remember the name, but it's kind of like a spoken poem, spoken word. Anyways, I'm gonna share it with you. I hope you guys enjoy it. Um, I have shared it with people in the past, and it like then they wanted to like really test my faith, and because they thought they just kind of wanted to mock God and mock me. But after everything in my life that like has happened, I always return to this like just deep knowingness that just lives inside me. And so I just remember that day when I looked at that image, I just cried. I cried so much, and it wasn't like crying awakening, crying because of sadness, crying because I didn't want to do this alone, crying because I saw potential that seemed like nobody else saw. And so I wrote a song about it. And I'm just gonna add quickly, when because I was scared to do it, because I was scared to step forward and be the one to like kind of lead, I didn't I just kept staying in the same cycle, and it wasn't pretty. But we're here now, and we're doing the work now, and everything's in perfect timing, right? So I'm gonna try to sing this for you guys. It's been a while. I do have my words up, although I mean, they are memorized, but I'm just gonna speak from the heart and get like a little sip of water before I start. Sorry. Opening my eyes, all I can do is cry. Cry the cry of all cries. It's not a stop sign, no, I can still see the beauty. Oh, I come from a place you all know of. Oh, I come from a place where people don't shove, where we're all on our own, but together as one. So let's get together and get this done. Grab your love and run to your destiny. It starts right here inside me. Open your eyes. Hold number one just as high as can be. Ask for forgiveness from the Almighty Thee. Say, forgive me, Lord, for I know not what I do or say. Open your mind, let your ego go. Letting you out now, you can show you're the way. Thinking is a hazard. Wait, wait, don't turn away. Death is the beginning to another day. So stand up tall, reach your arms out far. Reaching for the moon, go for a star. There you'll find your victory. Probably alone and lonely. It's a dream you thought could never be. Dang, I lost myself. Love cries, but don't stop there. There's no excuse for not being pure. 'Cause mystical love is brighter than the sun in thine eyes. So open them up and let them shine. Let's shine, let's shine, let's shine all the way home. And then a friend, that's the song, and it was let's shine, let's shine, let's shine all the way home. I think a friend wrote a poem. I actually have it here, down here, laminated. um it's the last thing I have from him because I've burned everything else. But I added it to the end of the song, and so I'm just gonna, it just kind of fits really well. But he wrote this, and it is signed the beloved. um I'm just gonna kind of, let's shine, let's shine, let's shine all the way home. For there once was a time when all was love, when we knew our place as children from above. A time when we would walk together as men. There wasn't the knowledge as to what was sin, when beauty and peace were a thing of this earth, and not one man on earth had yet hungered or thirst. Soon shall it be as it was then, when we shall walk together as men. For our Father shall come to his children from above, then you all shall know this thing called love. For in the beginning it was, in the end it shall be. There is nothing but love, soon all shall believe. Let shine, let shine, let shine all the way home. So that is the song. I haven't practiced it in quite some time. I wrote it years ago, and I do sing it sometimes, like in the shower and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to share that. As far as the channel goes, excuse me, I don't know what direction it's going in. Like, I'd like to do some tarot. I'd love to pick up singing again. I don't know. But all I really want to do is make sure that it's aligned with my and everybody's highest good. So whatever vision that is, well, that will be it. And I don't know what will come next. I have thought about doing some tarot. I am fairly skilled at it, at least I think. And but I feel like it can also become a trap. It can become a trap for people to just stay in the same cycle. So for me, when I found, maybe I should make this into another video, but I will do it in maybe another video. But I just want to do something in a way that helps people to grow, because that's why we're here. We're not here to get money, and we're not here. I mean, these are things that can help us live more comfortably, but we're here to grow. And the 3D isn't as real as it appears. It's like a dream that never was. I don't know. I'm glad I got to share my song with you guys. I'm glad that it's raw. I'm glad that it's authentic. And I just hope that it touches somebody. I'm going to shout out to Kim, because I told her I would share it with her one day. And she's changed my life. So if I could do anything to return that, I hope, even if it's just energetically, that touches whoever it does need to. And with that, I think I hope everyone has a great day. I don't really have much else to say. But keep your head up and let your hair down, I guess. I love you guys. Bye.